My name is Nina Coomes. As you know, I am from Chicago. I call Chicago my home, but I was actually born in Japan. I'm half Japanese, and I'm from Nagoya, which if Japan looks like this, it's right here, right where it becomes an L. But anyway, I'm going to read you a poem, or perform a poem, about my grandfather, and this is a true story. And it goes like this. Growing up, my grandfather was known in his neighborhood as the boy conceived during the fire bombings. While Nagoya, then the chief manufacturing town for Japanese military planes, burned to the ground, my great-grandparents, out of some sick sense of urgency or boredom or a supremely twisted sense of humor, fumbled for each other in the dark damp of a half-mud, hand-dug shelter, air raid sirens still wailing its sad, broken lullaby, smoke snaking itself a fish-scale film between skin and skin. I imagined the way they must have reached for each other, thinking this was how it ought to end, you and me, and the world collapsing like a crimson curtain in the wake of a war we could have no way of understanding. Have you ever kissed someone under a firework? Wasn't there a part of you then that felt that airborne tinderbug was actually the way your lungs exploded with the taste of them each time? Our lips crushed together under a night sky so bright, bombs B-52 fire you would never have known. It should have been the deep velvet of a January night. Have you ever tasted the aching scorch of an August wind? The way it fills your mouth with a waltz of unsaid words and swallowed sighs, then the intersect of our bone, mandala of sweat scattered like tiny marbles diagonally across your neck. I couldn't tell you if it was the maw of heat, world-turning charcoal as we lay there, or the months of becoming a ration-haunted skeleton that made your mouth so hungry, moving across my collar, the knob of my hip, angry ash wind, as if you refused to notice the bitter grime of hopelessness webbed like fine lace across my frame. Have you ever planned an escape route? Noticed where the exit signs are in a movie theater? Have you ever counted a possession as precious only if you could fit its softness in the crook of your arm when the fire rolled its dull roar across the bedroom floor? You dropped the deed to the house, your parents' wood carvings, the silver filigree dish, and lunged for my hand. This was no right-wing romance. This was survival at its rawest, a reminder that we are not but worms, writhing in the night-soaked earth, scraping muddied moans from the dampening dust, whether it was in love or lust, or for our bodies, or for our blood. Afterwards, my great-grandfather would remember that she cried. Black rain after metal maelstrom could feel the salt course against his gardener fingertips, a roughness he would pass on to his new son. Later, a white flag would be raised up in front of the imperial palace, lone crane flying against bloodied setting of too proud sun, and my great-grandfather would be reminded of her tears again, the quiet swan song of them across her concave cheek, and finally, for the first time, he would recognize surrender. Thank you.